What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Today we're back to our regularly scheduled talking fishing program, not the ASMR stuff. I heard loud and clear you guys weren't too big fans of it. So unboxing, and this is all from LureNet. They got a bunch of new lures in, some cranks and stuff that I'm really excited about to test this spring. So of course I did partner up with LureNet. I'll leave my code below, Debos15, if you check out anything over there and purchase. If you use that code, it does save you 15%. So if you use it, a little comes back to me. I certainly appreciate it. But enough yapping, what do we got? Okay, first some Bandit Crankbaits. I just picked up some of these over the winter, some other colors that I wanted to get back into. I used to throw Bandits all the time. When I was young, I would get to go to the Kmart or Walmart, wherever with Dad, and I would always get to pick out a lure. Bandits, it seems like these, Normans, they always had like an end cap deal and they were pretty cheap. So gonna get back into the bombers. Last year at the end of the year, Brando was throwing some and caught some really good fish. So this is the Spicy Bone Craw. They came out with a Bone Craw series. This one's pretty neat. It's got like your bone, buckskin, kind of tan up into the darker brown craw lines, and then orange and the splatters up top. Good natural slash kind of bright color, nothing too crazy in the, pinks and chartreuses, just kind of that brownish, kind of that stained water. These will be perfect. Now, let's say you want to go even a little bit brighter. They've got this one, the Bone Orange Craw, and all these are in the Bandit 100 and 200, and I'll take these out. So the 100 size here goes 2 to 5 feet, and this is usually what I threw, very, shallow water cranking. You don't need anything crazy special for this. They do come with really good sticky sharp hooks with that bright orange into that tan, and then a dark top. So for your, your muddy water, really dirty water where you want something to stand out. And this is the 200, which is 4 to 8 feet for the Bandit 200. So again, that same one, really the big difference. Body's the same, you just got a different lip on the front. So that kind of rounded off square bill type versus your more, rounded like 6 foot diver type. So the 100 and 200 Bandit, great little crankbait. And then last in the craw colors is the Bone Craw. So an even more natural, kind of your lightly stained, more to that clearer water, that tannish, almost bone color, which I really, really like. I've been using that more in stuff that I've been painting over the winter, but not the painted bill on this one, just the body up into that tan. So a very natural looking in both the 200 and that smaller build 100. Now, I've got some other Bandits. I'm going to leave those here for just a little bit. They're on the bottom of the box. Let's get into some plastics. Okay, so these came out last year. I'm just now getting my hands on them. I don't know if they didn't have enough, in supply, but they're just now sending me some to check out. The Rebel Live Flex plastic. So these are like your, you're the super stretchy Z-Man type stuff that we're used to. A number of different companies are coming out with theirs. They call it a Live Flex here with a bold scent, new from Rebel. They're plastics, the Live Flex. Now, I'm going to start with this one because I think this is probably the one that most people will gravitate to. Kind of reminds you of a TRD, right? Except a little bit smaller. So this is the Rebel Catacrawler, a little 2-inch Ned style bait. This is like the Siren Nymph color. I was going to say like your blue craw, blues, light belly, which looks really nice, almost like a molting craw than a natural top. But it's just this little Catacrawler, caterpillar, nymph looking larvae deal, very natural, for the small ponds, creeks, those type of thing. That's what this is really aimed at with these little small finesse plastics. It's got the little horn thing back here. I don't know what you call it, but really cool. The Live Flex Elaz type plastic. Comes with 6 in the pack total. It comes with 2 that are pre-rigged, and then it comes with 3 total hooks. So 2 of the 1/16th and then 1/10th. And this is their new keg head, which is kind of cool because it's like a modified football head, a little bit rounder, not as much to the points on the side. And the nice part is with this, as you put it to the side, it wants to sit back up on it. So it's nice for dragging, hopping, pulling it along the bottom. It wants to ride like this naturally. So hopping this around rocky points, gravel, sand, that kind of stuff. These are going to be really, really fun to toss around, be it on your spinning rod, BFS, whatever, just some sort of ultralight. Go out there and have fun with it. So that's the first one, looking pretty sweet. Next color is the Woolly Bear. So this is like black and red. Now to me, the Woolly Bears around here are the big caterpillars. I forget what they turn into, but the big, really puffy, hairy, like brown, black, kind of orange color caterpillars you see crawling across the road. To me, those are the Woolly Bears. So if this was a little bit more orange, it's like a red. But yeah, very cool, like your dark top, red belly. We've got the Catalpa, which is like a dark, like kind of a green pumpkin on top, and the belly is like this green, can't really see it. So there we go. Dark top, you flip over to the belly, kind of this greenish, watermelony, chartreuse almost look to it, so another cool one. And then last up is the bronze cutworm, so kind of a bronzy, goldy belly, green pumpkin top, so all very natural colors, right? Everything that you're going to find in a stream, nothing too crazy, but I like those. Just a small little Ned rig, that's it. You don't have to fish it on these, as I'm going to show you. There's some other ones coming up. This is the little swim bait. These are some of the little round ball heads, and I made like a 16 ounce. It holds this on there. It's got the wire keeper. You don't have to just fish it on the keg head. You could use these as trailers, or if you already have Ned rig heads, something you like different. That's a question I often get in the, like the packs where it comes with the hooks. Can you only use it with this? No, heck no. Experiment with your tackle. Well, since we're talking about these, let's go to this. So this is the Rebel Shore Shiner. So like your little small minnow. Again, same thing. You get 6 in the pack, 2 pre-rigged, 1 extra hook. This is one that I made with just one of my little ball heads, but that color is really nice. It's like a purplish red hue to it. Green pumpkin-y, kind of like a pearly tan belly. I don't even know what you would call that. But a very natural looking little like minnow bait fish replicating plastic. So I really like that one. On a little 16th ounce like this, throwing this around, I guarantee everything. It'll be like a grub. Everything is going to eat these. There's the Smalley color, so a little bit darker top. The belly's kind of that yellowish color to it. River Pearl, always got to have a little white paddle tail. Those do great. And then the Darter color, so a little bit darker top even yet. It's got a bunch of red flake in it, and then kind of that yellowy, watermelony belly to it, but definitely a ton of flake in that one. Now the one that I think will be fun, this is an absolute throwback to me when I was younger, throwing some little tiny crickets. Do I still have those? Hold on. Got one of my super old tackle boxes that I often reference here, and when I saw those, I was like, dude, I used to throw micro lures just like this in the little ponds. These, I don't even know if they make these anymore. That's like the world's smallest little baby crawfish. But anyway, the big deal is these. I used to throw these little floating crickets or little floating grasshopper looking things just with like a little nose hook on it, throwing it weightless. Here were the like super lifelike ones I had good luck on. They had little hooks that came with it. But yeah, throwing these out and just letting them float. All kinds of panfish, little bass, didn't matter what it was. I was catching fish, having fun. But anyway, they have the new hopper. So it's like your little crick hopper, grasshopper type deal. This one's all green. Again, comes with 6. It's got like kind of a lighter belly. Summer hopper, which is your like watermelony red. This one was actually called green grasshopper, which makes sense. The brown cricket, which is almost more of like a reddish brown kind of color to it. The one I'm the most excited for, you walk around the banks, we have all these little like fat black cricket things jumping around. This one, I think this, and even on the back it says you can rig it different ways, drop shot, all this other stuff. But for me, this one floating on top, I guarantee is going to be some panfish absolute magic. So I'm going to throw this on like a little weightless deal. I might have to weight it with like a, I don't know, bobber or something in front of it. I don't know how I'll make that work to cast it, but try to figure out a way to throw this weightless like I used to back in the day would be really, really fun. So that one was one, when I first saw it, I was like, now that I've seen it and, looked at the old stuff, throwing that baby weightless. Okay, 2 more of the plastics. This one you saw in the last Bank and Creek kit, which I just got that, so probably next week be showing off the new Bank and Creek kit that they do. But these are the little craws, and I'm really excited for this one as a finesse jig trailer. There's a number of things I think you could use outside of just throwing this on a jig head, like a Ned rig, that I think will be really fun. Again, I'll leave my link below. Like I said, all this is over at LureNet. I've got my code for 15% off, so if you're thinking of picking up any of this, use that, save a little bit of dough. This is the green pumpkin craw. I think this is the color I got, Texas red, in my my box last time, so that darker top with like a red belly. Ditch craw, which is like your light watermelon, light green pumpkin with red flake. And then this one is definitely your Cumberland craw, the dark watermelon, almost like your California 420 color with the red all over in it. And then last up, this yells creek all over it, but this is the little creek creature. So like your dragonfly, something fly, larva, I don't know what the heck all those things are. I'm not the creek expert, but some little larva thing like that. That's the stream larva. We've got this one that I really like, the green pumpkin with like a blue highlight. They call it stream nymph. I like that color, kind of like your blue craw. Water bug, which is like a dark top, blue flake in it, and then kind of that reddish brown belly to it. And then last up, the damselfly, and that is absolute damselfly blue. You see those little things flying around when you're out fishing. So that's the new Live Flex plastics. Excited to try these. I can think of a few spots where these are going to crush those little tiny little, you know, finesse plastics. Now they also sell just the heads if you want to get these. 1/16 and 1/10 is what these come in. Some little 3-packs if you want to pick up some of those. Or like I said, if you have, you know, your own little jig heads, throw them on that. Oh, also, I completely forgot they threw this in. So I don't know if this is up on the website yet. I should have double checked. But this is the family fishing kit. And I really like this because it allows you to test these out. How many times do you go in and you're like, oh, I'd like to try a couple of these? Well, look at that. They give you everything in here. So you get one on the spinner like the old Beetle spins, which is pretty cool. The little white one there is perfect. You get a couple extras down here. You get a creek craw, a hopper, and a catercrawler all already rigged up. And then you get some extras down here. So this thing's actually really, really neat. I think I might save this and do like a challenge on it. If I catch fish, I'll just save all this and give it away or something. Maybe do some of my customs with it. I've got some little tiny baits that would be perfect to match these little tiny swimmers. So maybe I'll do that. I'll save that one just kind of as a little challenge deal because I think that kit is really neat. And like the old days, Rebel throwing it back. Remember how all the lures you bought on the back used to show you how to rig them, tell you how to work it? I don't know if this is Uncle Frank's drawings or not. He's a great drawer, great painter, but that is really, really cool there. So this thing I think is pretty darn neat. All right, now speaking of Uncle Frank, remember the Bandits? I said we'd have more of these. They've got the 200 and 300 size now in Uncle Frank's FX colors, and these are absolutely awesome. If you remember on the Smith with Rogues, they came out with these in his colors with this like oil patchish looking on some of them. This one I don't think has it, but some of them have this like oil sheen, oil splatter to it. This is blue violet. This one doesn't, but this is like your typical minnow. Cleaner water. It's got that dirty top, some blue highlights down into like a silver, and then the white belly, those blue highlights throughout it, the blue chin. And the 300, which is your 8 to 12 foot diver. And then again, in the 200, your 4 to 8 foot diver. So with the 1, 2, and 300, you can kind of cover, you know, the whole water column. That's what I want to throw is more of these like 2, 300s, you know, down to that 10, 12 foot depth, which I don't fish a ton. So that's the first one. Next one I love because we're seeing a little bit of purple in it. This is the oil blue. So this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's like certain lights, and I'm not sure if the lights down here are going to do it justice, but kind of in that mid part, it's like an oil slick, how you get those like purple, blue sheens to it, like you see a little bit of oil on the water after you start your motor out there. That's what this is like. So this oil blue, very neat, purple top, which I absolutely love, into the blue, into that kind of silverish pearl belly, just a little bit of red on the throat. That one's neat. If you're a fan of the bone colors, violet cream, again in the 2 and 300 size. So your bonish, you know, kind of white color with that violet purple iridescence to it, the big blue bright eye spots, and going down into your white pearl, you know, more traditional belly. Good looking one, especially in that dirty water. White or bone really stands out. That's why I've said I'm glad Yum, Bandit, a number of those over there, Booyah, over at Lure Nut are doing that bone color in these, because oftentimes all you see it in is like Topwater, right? So I like that they're doing it. My personal favorite color out of these, he absolutely nailed this color, oil green. Oh baby. It's got that oil sheen on the side of it. Top is this like lavendery purple with a silver over it. Going to the highlight greens, it's got your big shad spot on it, and then your pearl white belly. This one, hands down, for sure, is my favorite. I can see that catching all kinds of fish around here. There you can really see that green on that one in the light as it shines. Oh yeah. A couple more here. You want something with a little brightness on it. Maybe you're targeting some smallies or some spots. I think this will be a good, both of these will probably be good spot colors, but this is the violet chartreuse. So again, that white kind of bone, violet top, blue eyes. You flip it over and boom, got a big old chartreuse spot. So both of those I really like. And then last, this was close to being my favorite, but it's got to be that green. This is the Northern Lights, you know, and like the jerk baits and all that. You've seen it where they've got the kind of this dark top. It's like a smoky black with a bunch of glitter in it. Going to that kind of smoky sides, a bunch of purple on the front, and then a bright chartreuse belly. And this is more of a translucent. You can't, it's hard to see, but the sides are definitely translucent, less of an opaque. This one here, you might be able, yeah, there you go. You can see it better. You can see through that whole body, and then up here a little bit more of the opaque colors. So good, you know, kind of stained water. I also hear like when you've got a green tinge to the water, you're supposed to throw chartreuse. I don't know how true that is, but I've always heard that. Anyway, Killer colors. So again, all these are over at LureNet. I also did, do I have those? Oh no, I'll show those later. I picked up some Booyah spinnerbaits. Definitely want to sling the spinnerbait more this spring. It's something I've kind of gotten away from, throwing chatterbaits and bladed jigs. I've honestly picked those up more than I do the spinnerbait. I feel ashamed because spinnerbait was probably my first confidence lure, that or like a grub. My first confidence lure ever. So definitely want to do some more spinnerbait fishing. I might do kind of like a DEBO'S how-to for folks out there on the spinnerbaits these days, because I think they get forgotten. Also grabbed some other bandits. Definitely one I want to throw. So comment below and let me know what you think. Out of all these, which one should I tie on for spring? Which one do you really think is going to be the fish catcher out of those? I would say this one in the stained water around here. We have a lot of stained water, you know, like 3-ish foot of visibility, somewhere around in there, 4 foot. A lot of spots like that. I think that color will do some work, especially when there's a little sun out, a little wind. Oh, baby. Speaking of ASMR, I have the diehards out there, just like Mr. Rob Harrison, longtime subscriber. Good dude. Hopefully I'll be able to meet him and fish someday. He said ASMR isn't usually my thing, but if I were to watch, it'd be a whole bunch of this. I'd watch Debo reel cleaning. I have the diehards out there, like I've said, that would watch me peel potatoes and be happy with it and give a thumbs up. But hey, you got to experiment sometimes. I'll be doing more. I've got some unboxings, some new gear stuff here. These just came out. Video coming soon. Some new rods. Some other stuff, some how-tos. I want to get back into that this year for sure, doing kind of the how-to beginner videos, because that's really what I think helped my channel grow so fast, was trying to help people. And kind of have to remember that it either needs to be like a fun video to watch or something helping somebody, you know, something behind it. So anyway, that's enough for me. I got to edit. Love y'all. Thanks for watching, and until next time.